Well, how is everyone? I cannot believe we are into August already, right? School is starting up here soon in the coming weeks. I'm personally excited to send my
Oh, Kelly, are you there? Oh, there she is.
Sorry about that, ladies. I went to close out of the chat and ended up shutting out my meeting. I'm so sorry. So I was saying how excited I am to send my son back to school, and perhaps maybe there's some of you out there as well. But at any rate, welcome to our monthly mindfulness and meditation, our M&M check. This is our time where we get together and we talk a little bit about some mindfulness tools and methods. And then we do a little meditation together. And so as always, I'm grateful that you all are here and able to make the time. I am happy to share this space with you every month. And so today I want to introduce you to a fellow named Jay Shetty. Has anybody heard of Jay Shetty before? He's kind of I think he's hitting mainstream as of recently, but he is, for those of you that don't know, he is a best-selling author. He's a podcast host. He's a former monk, and he's what is referred to, he refers to himself as a purpose coach. And he has a really great story, and he explains mindfulness and meditation so very well. I really appreciate his point of view and really find him nice to listen to. He talks very, very well about things in general. And so a little bit about his background. He is of Indian descent. So he was born in India, but he grew up in London. And he and his culture, much like here in America, was pushed to succeed, right? We're pushed to work hard, to study hard, to go out and get that good job. And he in his youth kind of strayed a little bit from academia. He wasn't too keen on, the hardcore studies. And, at a certain point, and I can kind of relate to that myself, at least earlier in my youth, and then found himself, a little bit troubled in his late teens. He had experienced some loss in his life. And then he became inspired by a monk. So he happened to go see a monk that was speaking in London, and he really just became inspired by this fella about his energy, what this monk stood for, and then started to train when he could in being a monk. At first it was, for short periods of time during the summer, and then he went into more of a full-on period of, I think it was several years, where he really kind of found himself immersed in the practice of meditation. And so when he finished that, and this fellow is really young still, I don't even think he's 30. So, all of this happened, for him at a very young age. And after he did this, had this experience, in monk training, he wanted to apply what he had learned there in the real world. And specifically, he talks about, some of the things we've talked about here, in our sessions, and about one, how he found that practicing gratitude, really kind of devoting, some practice to gratitude, he found and boosted his immune system, improved his mood, and really helped his quality of sleep. He also found that mastering his own mind not only made himself feel calm, but it also helped him to manage his negativity and to overcome the habit of overthinking, right? Something that I think all of us as human beings have a tendency towards, is kind of those negative thoughts and overthinking things. And he again found that meditation helped him with that. But the most profound thing that he found in his experience as a monk was that how powerful a sense of discipline can be in terms of making an impact. It can be such a powerful force, the discipline to, for example, get up every day at 5 o'clock and go meditate with the rest of the monks, right? And finding, the discipline to carry out a routine, or it's much like even learning, how we learn to do new sports, or, put our efforts into things. And he found that even when he couldn't understand how it was benefiting him at the time, right, that he had faith in the discipline of doing it and knowing that those benefits would come, and they did for him. And we talk about the same kind of thing here with our daily mindful moments, even just practicing just a little bit of wellness every day. That discipline of doing that every single day is going to give us some positive results, no doubt. And so for Shetty, mindfulness has become more than just a tool for him, but it is really a way of life. And again, he found meditation can foster things like clarity, focus, and confidence. And you'll see that he exudes that here in this video. So I'm going to show you a brief video where Jay talks about meditation. He's going to cover some of the benefits, but he'll also focus more importantly on how meditation can challenge us, because it's important for us to understand the experiences that we may have with a meditation practice, understand the things we might feel and come across, so that we better know how to deal with them when they happen. And so he'll touch on, when we first start meditating, it can be frustrating and boring and confusing. Those are all very common things. But he also talks about how meditation can bring us closer to some very difficult emotions. And he'll explain it as it can provide for us a very raw mirror at times of ourselves. And meditation, therefore, brings about at times this kind of self-realization where we find ourselves looking to break down some of our identities, where we're able to transform some negative tendencies that may be based in anger or jealousy or greed or other kind of negative emotions, and transforming those into more positive tendencies. And so in short, meditation makes us aware of what's going on inside of us, and that may not always be pleasant. I think we've talked about some of those experiences here, about how it's maybe stirred up certain emotions for us. But it's necessary for us to have that individual and spiritual growth, because it helps us understand ourselves better and then how we interact with the world. And I can tell you from my own experience that having a dedicated practice has really helped me better understand my own purpose in life, why I'm here, what maybe I should be doing in my time here. It's also, though, helped me, again, deal with some very negative tendencies of my own. And that is, how I have a propensity, or I am prone to reacting in anger or with irritability, that I can have a very critical and sharp tongue that can be very hurtful towards people. And so I've been able to, again, identify that in myself. And then because I know that, then able to do things differently, maybe pause before I think, or, look even at something in a more positive light. So again, this self-realization and this practice of meditation is really, at its core, about a deep cleansing and a purification process for us. We're detoxing that which doesn't serve us and creating room for what does. And it's said that someone asked the Buddha, what have you gained from meditation? And he replied, nothing. However, let me tell you what I've lost: anger, anxiety, depression, insecurity, fear of old age, and death. So again, it can be, a very powerful practice for us. So I'm going to show you the video from Shetty, and it's called Why Meditation Made Me a Bad Person. And then we're going to take a few minutes to meditate, and then we'll wrap it up with some questions and comments. Sound good? Okay. All right. So let's listen to Jay. And you might want to maybe mute your mic just to drown out any background noise. Okay, here we go.
I see women looking really serene in yoga pants. Hello everyone, everyone, this is Shetty and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to you about meditation. Maybe you've tried it out, maybe you haven't. Either way, you need to watch this. Most articles today on meditation focus on how it will make you more creative. It will make you less stressed. It will make you more focused and help you make better decisions. Now that's all true. I've experienced and taught that. But it wasn't like that when I started. Today when you think about meditation, you usually think of that girl at work.
I meditate every morning to stay this calm and centered.
And usually today, when you think about meditation, you think about the Headspace app or the person who's just talking about how it's radically changed their life.
It's a game changer.
But I'm sure if you've tried meditation, or maybe you're about to try meditation because of one of these incredible people that you've met, I doubt that your first experience will be like that. Your first experience might be one of frustration.
So mad.
It might be boredom.
God, this is so boring.
It might be confusion. That's much more natural, actually. You might even fall asleep.
Hey, did you just fall asleep for real?
And that's more common than you can imagine. I started meditating over 12 years ago, before all the cool kids were doing it and before it became this trend that was passing through our society. Now, when I interviewed Tim Ferriss, he said the most successful people he'd interviewed, 80 to 90% of them had a daily meditation practice. It may have varied in form, but they all claimed to meditate. So obviously, there's benefit in it. And the truth is, different types of meditation affect different parts of the brain. But at its very root cause, at its very purpose, meditation was there to cleanse, to purify, to help with self-realization, to break down all the identities we've created for ourselves and unravel and unearth the real us. Now that sounds quite complicated and sounds quite difficult too, but the process of meditation allows for us to go through that transformation, a way of transforming our negative tendencies into positive ones, a way of rewriting the patterns of our minds so that we can consciously choose to think and behave in the ways that we want. It's kind of like being asleep for a long time, living life on autopilot unconsciously, and suddenly being woke up. But that being more awake means more awareness. It means being more aware of your ego. It means being more aware of your anger. It means coming to terms with envy, jealousy, lust, greed. I became more aware of when I was trying to take advantage of someone or a situation. I became more aware that I could sometimes be quite manipulative. I became more aware of the fact that sometimes I was just acting from a place of arrogance. That was hard to look at. It was hard to believe that meditation was actually making me a bad person. And then I realized meditation wasn't making me a bad person. It was amplifying and making me more aware of what was already inside. And there's a beautiful analogy given in the teachings of India that describes how this works. It's described like you're looking at a mirror in an attic that has been covered in dust for years. When you try to see a reflection in a mirror that's covered in dust, you can't see yourself. But then you start rubbing that mirror. The first thing that happens is that the dust comes up in your face. That's like seeing all your negativity, all your inner challenges, your inner demons straight up in your face, just like that dust. And that's the hard part. And slowly, as you wash away all that dust, you can then see yourselves clearly in that mirror. Another great analogy or anecdote that I like is that it's like a dark room. If you're inside a dark room, you don't know what state it's in. As soon as you turn on the light, you can see what needs to be placed in the right position. So don't be scared if your first experience of meditation is greater awareness about the things you need to work with. Don't be scared at first if you start thinking that meditation's taking you down a road that you didn't see in the magazines and the articles and in the movies. The truth is, meditation works. It's incredible. But before getting to where you want to be, it will take you where you may not want to see. In yoga.
Okay, so very powerful. He's got a very high energy there, right? But again, just like to hear him talk. And so he again talks about, it's good to be aware that we may have these kind of experiences when we find ourselves, becoming more steady in our meditation practice. It might unsurface some of these unpleasant feelings, taking us to that place we may not want to see. But awareness is the first step towards really transformation of, higher self and really understanding and promoting that the things that we want in life. So we'll stop there and then let's maybe move into just a few minutes of meditation and then we'll close with some questions or comments, okay? So why don't you go ahead and get yourselves comfortable and go ahead and mute your mic again. If you want, you can shut your video or leave it on, whatever you prefer. All right, to get yourself comfortable, let your eyes close. Go ahead and settle into your meditation posture, finding a nice, relaxed, yet alert position for your body. Let's take a couple deep breaths here. Let go some of the built up stress and tension we've accumulated. By inhaling deeply through our nose and then extended exhales out. Really let your body relax a little bit more with each breath. And as we begin to settle ourselves, our mind may become active. So let's set the intention to release anything that doesn't concern us for the next few minutes. Give yourself permission to let it all go. You've got nowhere to go, nothing to do but be here in this moment. Now bring your attention back to your breath. Just breathe naturally, noticing the rhythm of the inflow and the outflow. Simply following the breath as it moves in and it moves out. And see if you notice that place in your body where you feel your breath the most. Is it in your nose, or your belly, or your chest? Wherever it is, just observe it there. Now we'll move into our Sohum meditation. This is our mantra meditation where we silently repeat a word or a set of words with the idea that that mental vibration helps to settle our mind. Mantra translated means vehicle of the mind. And the sound of Sohum mirrors the natural sounds of our inhale and exhale. And it has a very soothing, calming effect on us. If Sohum doesn't resonate with you, you can use something else like other words or affirmations. You can follow your breath with an in and an out. Say something like peace or love, or you can simply count your breath on the inhale and exhale. Use whatever is comfortable for you, inserting it for Sohum when you inhale and exhale. So now taking a slow, deep breath through your nose, think the word so. And then as you slowly exhale through your nose, silently repeat the word hum. So, so, Continue to allow your breath to flow easily with no effort on your part. Simply watching it and silently repeating so with each inflow and outflow of the breath. And whenever you find your attention has drifted to thoughts in your mind or sounds in your environment or sensations in your body, gently return to your breath, silently repeating so and allow that gentle vibration to take you deeper into silence. I'll watch the time and let us know when to finish. So continue to sit with your eyes closed and release that mental repetition. Bring your attention back into your body, back into the room. Just take a couple deep breaths here. Preparing to re-engage. Before we finish, let's plant some intentions for living. And setting an intention in that silence we've just created is like planting a seed in some fertile soil. So here are 4 things we can intend for in our days. And if you'd like, you can silently repeat them to yourself. Joyful, energetic body. Loving, compassionate heart. Reflective, alert mind, and lightness of being. Let those intentions go work your magic, or their magic rather, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. All right, hopefully y'all felt a little bit of settling down there, maybe a little calming. Okay, and I think I saw Sheila. I'm excited to do some yoga this evening, but before we do, I'll just see if there are any questions y'all have for me or comments, and then we'll hand it over to Sheila and do some yoga. What do you think? All right. Good, yeah, good. Okay. All right. Sheila, you want to take us on?
Sure. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great time. Anyway, I missed you last July. I was traveling and I actually just flew in a couple of hours ago. So I know you used the recording the last time, so I hope you had a good one. So anyway, for today, I would like to, for the last, I don't remember how many times, we mostly did stretching and all that. I would like to add mobility to our yoga class today, so that we'll make sure that we continue to be active in our lifestyle. So anyway, if you have any questions before I start, please let me know. If not, then we're gonna proceed. So we put on some music. I'm not sure where my music's going. There we go. We just needed the volume. Okay, let's bring ourselves in the moment. Crossing our legs. This is seated chair. Put one leg in front of the other or on top of the other. However way your flexibility allows. Just bring yourselves in the moment. Closing your eyes if you wish. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Drawing the navel towards the spine. Sending the shoulders back and down. A few more breaths. Focusing on our third eye. Letting go of any thoughts. Making sure the core muscles are engaged, keeping our upper body straight. A couple more breaths here. Inhaling, fanning the arms up, bring the arms overhead. Exhaling to heart center. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Placing the right hand on the left knee. One hand to the opposite knee. The other arm behind, reaching the left shoulder. We're still breathing. Our shoulders are away from the ears. Inhaling. On the exhale, we switch sides, pressing the other hand, the left hand on the right. Facing the right shoulder. And releasing back center. Reaching forward, placing the hands forward of the legs, keeping both glutes flat on the mat. Inhaling. On the exhale, we send our elbows towards the floor. It doesn't matter if we cannot reach the floor, we just need to attempt to do so. Couple more breaths here. Inhaling, lifting the shoulders. On the exhale, we walk the hands towards the right leg or the right knee and just reaching as far as we can, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms. Inhaling. On the exhale, we walk our hands towards the other side, reaching as far to the side as we can, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms. We're breathing, closing our eyes if we wish, removing all distractions. Inhaling, lifting the shoulders. Exhaling, going back center. This time, bring ourselves to all fours. So your knees directly underneath the hips, and the wrists directly underneath the shoulders. I think we can skip this way. We're gonna do the cat-cow. Inhaling, dropping the abs, lifting the head. Exhaling, round and back, tucking the chin to the chest. I'm gonna go sideways so you can see. Inhaling, dropping the abs, lifting the head. Exhaling, round and back, tucking the chin to the chest. Let's do a few more at our own pace. You can move one vertebrae at a time, including the tailbone, not just the spine. Let's do a couple more. One more for each pose. And releasing to neutral spine, flattening the back. From here we add the spinal balance. Inhaling, sending the right arm forward. If we can, we add the left leg behind. On the exhale, we lower. Inhaling, send the left arm forward, right leg behind. Exhale and lower. If we don't have our balance, we can move the legs, just the legs alternating, or just the arms. The core muscles are engaged. If we can, opposite arm with the opposite knee or leg. With our breath, inhaling, extending. Exhale, low. Couple more for each side. We're moving the arms and the legs. We're keeping our upper body very still. One more for each side. And release to all fours. This time we sit to child's pose, extending the arms forward. We're gonna go to half of the Sun Salutation from child's pose from here, so the elbows are not on the floor, reaching as far forward as we can, so that it can allow us to move forward in chaturanga. Inhaling, lifting the shoulders. On the exhale, we send our chest forward, elbows in next to the ribs, and releasing to cobra. Lifting the chest, the hands can be on the mat or lifted. Let's do a few more. Inhale, going back to child's pose. Inhaling up. Exhaling, extending. Exhale, lower. And releasing back. Let's do a couple more. The core muscles are still engaged. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, extending forward. Elbows in. And going back. Down to the mat. Lifting the chest and cobra. One more time. Moving with our breath. And releasing to cobra. here, we release the child's pose. This is where I want to add the mobility exercise. So let's step forward with the right leg. The right knee is above the ankle. So if the right knee is forward of the toes, we walk those toes forward. Here. Feeling the stretch on the quadricep on the left leg. We can stay right here. Or if we can, we extend the right arm towards sky. We're pushing from the left shoulder, so we're not sagging here. So we reach and lower. Stepping back to child's pose. Adding the chaturanga. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, extending, elbows in. And releasing to cobra. Going back to child's pose. Inhaling, stepping forward with the left leg this time. Make sure the toes are not behind, or the knees are not forward of the toes. So we walk the feet forward using our toes. We can stay right here. Or we have the left arm up, pushing from the right shoulder, reaching towards the sky, and releasing. Stepping back to child's pose. Inhaling. Exhaling, going back up. Elbows in. Cobra. And releasing back to child's pose. Let's do 2 more each side. Stepping forward with the right leg. Make sure that the ankle is below the knee or walking the toes forward to make sure. With the hands down or right arm up. And releasing. Stepping back, child's pose. Inhaling. Exhaling, coming back up. Inhaling, elbows in. Exhaling, cobra. Inhaling back to child's pose. Exhaling here. Inhaling, stepping forward with the left leg. Exhaling, extending the left arm. Inhaling, bring it down. Exhaling, stepping back to child's pose. Inhaling. Exhaling, going back forward. Elbows in. And release to cobra. That's child's pose. Pose. 1 more for each side. Step forward with the right leg. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhaling, stepping back. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, extending, elbows in. And releasing. Pose. 1 more on the left side. Step forward with the left leg. Inhale. Exhaling with the left arm towards sky. Inhaling, stepping, sending both left hand down. Inhaling, stepping back, child's pose. Exhaling up. Inhaling, extending, elbows in. Exhale, cobra, and releasing to child's pose. Stay child's pose for a moment. Finding our breath. Inhaling and exhaling the nose. And we need to relax the shoulders or the arms. We'll bring the arms in by the side. We're still breathing. And from here, we add the rabbit coming up, placing the top of the head on the mat. We can see right here. Or if we can, we bring the arms behind, interlacing the fingers, throwing the arms forward. And releasing back to child's pose. The arms forward. And what I want to do from here is we're going to hold it a little longer, stepping forward with the right leg. Make sure the stretch is being felt on the quad. This time we send the right arm up and stay here for a couple of breaths, pushing from the left shoulder. One more breath. Releasing. From here we step back, sending our right toes towards the back, with the right heel still on the mat. Staying right here. We can keep the right knee bent if we need to. Or we stay right here. We're still breathing. We're not dropping we're not rounding the shoulders, keeping the spines aligned. And releasing. Stepping back to child's pose. Going to the other leg, stepping forward to the left leg. Making sure the ankle is directly underneath the knee, or at least not behind the knee. Extending the left arm towards the sky. Using the right arm or right shoulder to push ourselves up, opening our chest. Few breaths here. A couple more. And releasing, sending both hands down. Stepping back to child's pose. Good job, ladies. From here, we're going to go to frog, so we bring our knees wider apart. If you can, bring the feet wider apart as well, or you keep the knees together as far as you can with the knees. And from here, we drop our abs in between the legs. And slowly coming up. This time we go to down dog, placing fingers or hands on the mat, coming up to full plank, and staying coming up to down, spreading your fingers. Sending the chest towards the thighs. Moving your hips side to side if you want. Also add the alternating knee bends. Working the legs or stretching the legs at the same time. I'm going to go sideways. So you can see my legs moving. And staying in down dog. From here, we're going to go to a dolphin. So instead of the palms on the mat, we send the elbows on the mat. Sending your chest towards the mat or the thighs. We're not up down here. We're back here. And releasing back to child's pose. From here, we're going to do some thoracic stretches, coming up to all fours. Threading the right hand underneath the left armpit. Placing the right shoulder on the mat, the head on the mat. We can stay right here with the hand on the mat, or we extend the left arm overhead, reaching, relaxing the shoulders. We're still breathing. Closing our eyes if you wish. Replacing the left hand down, coming back up to all fours. Let's switch sides, setting the left hand underneath. With the right hand on the mat, or extend. Relaxing the shoulders. We're breathing. And slowly coming back up, placing the right hand down, releasing back to child's pose. We go back to down dog. Sending the right leg up in dog split. Make sure our hands are stable. And the chest towards the thighs. Sending the right leg up in dog split. If we can, bend the right knee. Gaze underneath the right arm. The core muscles are engaged and we're breathing. And we slowly send the right knee forward to pigeon. Sending the right knee towards the right side, or we point it towards the front. Extending the back leg behind. Our weights on both sides of the hips, so we're not favoring the right hip. We're center. From here, we send our elbows towards the mat. If we want more, we use the hands or fists to support the head. Or we place the forehead on the mat. If we have a pillow or a towel, we place our forehead on the pillow or the towel. And slowly coming back up, center. I didn't say we're going to work on mobility, so keeping the left knee on the mat, we lift the left foot. And just stay right here. You need to flex the foot a couple of times while in this pose. We're going to be here too. And releasing. From here we go back to down dog. Spreading your fingers and just towards the thighs. Sending the left leg up, dog split or one-legged dog, bending the left knee. Gazing underneath the left armpit. Core muscles are still engaged. And from here, we go to pigeon on the left leg, sending left knee towards the left side or towards the front. Sending the back leg back. Weights on both sides of the hips, coming down to the elbows. For the hands or fist, or for the mat, or towel. And slowly coming back up. Keeping our hands on the mat. And from here, we lift the right foot. See my right foot in back. Flexing, pointing the toes more. You can stay right here. And releasing. This time we go down to one side of the hips, bring both legs to the front. And into the floor. Go to staff pose, flexing your feet. Where your toes towards the sky. We're not down here. Our shoulders are back and down. Still, just stay here. Use your core muscles to keep our upper body lifted. Closing our eyes for a moment in staff pose. Feeling our shoulders relaxed. Feeling our spine aligned. Navel drawn towards the spine. The back, the legs are flat on the mat. Toes are pointed towards the sky. Couple more breaths. See the core muscles. Keeping your upper body straight. This time we inhale and fan the arms up. On the exhale, ourselves to forward fold seated pose, placing the hands on the knees, calves, or ankles, wherever we can reach, as long as the legs are straight. We're working the stretch. We're stretching the back of our legs, not necessarily how far we can reach. So if you need to just hold on to the calf, as long as you can bend as far forward as you can, the backs of the legs are still flat on the mat. Eventually, we can walk those hands forward, wherever that you can reach, behind the feet, toes, ankle, back here if you need to. Couple more breaths. Inhale. Exhaling, going deeper. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And slowly release. Bring our insoles together in butterfly. Placing insoles together. Placing the hands on the feet, shoulders back and up, using your elbows to slowly help send our legs towards the mat. The chest is open. We're not leading with the head, we're leading with the chest. Inhale. Exhale and send the chest towards the feet. Stay here. We're going to go deeper. Go deeper on the exhale. And slowly going back. Extending the right leg forward. Placing the right hand on the left knee. Sending the left arm behind, reaching up and over the head, drawing a C from your left hip all the way to the tip of your fingers, or your left fingers. Instead of going sideways this way, we go up, draw that letter C, and down towards the toes. If we cannot reach the toes, that's fine, as long as the right leg is straight. Inhaling, opening chest towards the left side. On the exhale, we go deeper. Couple more breaths here. And so we're releasing, placing the left hip behind us, opening up the chest, counter pose. Inhaling, on the exhale, we'll lift up. And switching legs, extending the left leg forward, and the right leg. Left hand on the right, right arm behind. Same thing, bring left C from the hips all the way towards the fingertips, the right fingertips. Reaching towards the toes, you don't have to reach. If you can't yet, just legs are straight, chest open towards the right side. Inhaling, on the exhale, we go deep. And from here, we slowly go back up. And opening the chest towards the sky. And slowly. From here, we're gonna work our core muscles a little bit. I always try to incorporate core work because that's what's really neat to hold our big muscles up. So let's do the both. Placing that hands on the hamstrings. Our glutes are flat on the mat. Shoulders back and down. Bring the navel to our spine. Let's bring our shins parallel to the mat. We're gonna stay right here. Inhaling and exhaling to the nose. And always exhale to the mouth if you need to, as long as we're breathing. We can stay here. There's about one more. We're gonna extend the arms forward. The back is flat. More arms to the side. You have so many ways to go here. Sending the legs forward if we can. When we back off, wherever we want to be, as long as the back's flat, the navel's going towards the spine. 3 more breaths. And release. Placing both feet on the mat. The reverse plank, you can use the fist, placing the fist on the floor, they're not facing the front, facing towards each other. Or we can use the palms, pointing the fingers towards the front or towards your toes. From here, we're going to extend the legs forward, heels are on the mat. When we are ready, we draw the navel through the spine and we slowly lift up, reverse plank. We can be lower if we need to. You can go higher if you can. The navel's going towards the spine, we're dropping the head towards the back. In the spinal line. Hold breath. And slow release. Before we go down to the mat, I want to do a back strengthener as well. So let's bring ourselves back to hero pose, sitting on our heels, or bring ourselves to hero pose, sitting on our heels. And move sideways. So you can see I'm sitting on my heels, this hero pose. We're going to do a back strengthener. We're going to come up to our knees. Drawing navel out, forming fist with the hands, placing the fist not on the top of our tail or our waist, not on the glute, but just where the tailbone is, right where the glute starts to bubble, or not close the bubble for those of you who have nice butts. It's just on top of that, drawing the elbows towards each other, drawing the navel to spine, tugging the tailbone in, and slowly sending the chest or shoulders back. If it's too much, we can always come back up. Keeping in mind, using our core muscles here. But we're strengthening the back at the same time. Stay right here. Those of you who really need more support, you can lift the toes. Stay right there. We're still breathing. A couple more breaths. Strengthening your back. And slowly coming back down. And releasing back to your pose. Extending the legs forward back in staff pose. We're going to go down to the floor for stretching. But before we do that, let's work our muscles, our core muscles. And it's really simple. Just keep the legs stuck on the mat. Using the core muscles. Let's slowly bring ourselves down to the mat. Going a circle with our back. So it's like drawing the navel towards our back as well. And slowly, trying not to lift the legs off the mat. Let's keep going. We're breathing, we're holding our breath. And just come back. Good job, everybody. We're gonna go to happy baby or dead dog. Whatever way you want to call it. Gonna go sideways. Placing our hands around the feet, or using our index and middle finger to grab the big toes. Drawing the shoulders towards the mat, pushing the tailbone towards the floor. We're in happy baby. You're going to be dynamic, you can move your legs around. I just like to be right here, pressing my tailbone, my spine, my shoulders towards the mat. We're still breathing. From here, we extend the legs. We can move the hands to the ankle, calf, or even behind the knee. What we're going to do is extend the legs. Stretching the inner thighs at the same time. Move the hands on the calves if we need to, behind the knees if we need to. Tailbone is pressed towards the mat, shoulders are back on the ground. We're still breathing. And slowly coming back center. From here, we send our knees towards the right side, extending the left arm and the right arm at shoulder level, palms facing the floor, gazing to the opposite direction of the knees. We can stay right here. If we can, we extend the legs, or we extend top leg or the bottom leg. As long as our shoulders are as close to the mat as possible. We're still breathing. And slowly bring the knees back center, switching sides. Gaze in the opposite direction of the knees. Both shoulders flat on the ground, or as flat as we can. With the knees bent, or straight, or one knee bent, one leg straight, whichever. We're still breathing. And slowly going back. From here, we extend the legs towards the sky, placing hands by the side. We're gonna do an inversion before we go to relaxation. Now, if you have shoulder problems or back problems, we just lift the hips or working the lower abs. If we can, send the legs. We're not moving the head to protect the neck. So we don't have to reach the floor with the toes. We can just stay right here. Keeping your chin away from the chest for more breathing space. We're not moving our neck either. Couple more breaths. And slowly placing hands on the hips and slowly guiding our hips back down on the mat. Good job, everybody. Let's rock the knees side to side. And let's find ourselves in the corpse pose. Just flat on the mat, Shavasana. Open your feet to the outside. So we're not together. We're just flopping on the floor, relaxing, drawing the navel to the spine and the lower back towards the floor. Closing your eyes. Send your shoulders away from the ears. Inhaling, filling the abs and lungs with air and holding. And exhaling, drawing the navel to spine and the lower back towards the floor. Relaxing the feet, the knees, and the thighs. One more time. Inhaling, filling the abs and lungs with air and holding. And exhaling, drawing the navel towards the spine and the lower back towards the floor. Relax the shoulders, the arms, the neck, and head. Releasing the crease on the forehead. Sending the eyeballs deeper into the eye sockets. Peeling the tongue from the roof of the mouth, relaxing it. And from here, we slowly turn to one side in fetal pose. And slowly pushing yourselves up in seated pose, crossing your legs. If you have more time, you're most welcome to be on the floor in meditation and relaxation. Coming up to our seated pose. Inhaling, fanning the arms up, bring the arms up ahead. Exhaling to heart center. The spirit in me honors the spirit in you. Namaste.
Namaste, Sheila.
Namaste, everybody.
Sheila, that was amazing. Thank you
Amara.
so much. We're all
Welcome.
stretched out. And Kelly, thank you so much for that meditation. I feel incredibly relaxed right now.
Me too. That felt really good, Sheila. Thank you. That was really nice.
If you have any questions, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah, ladies, any questions, any comments, anything like that?
Don't see anything. Oh, there we go. It's a couple thank yous.